This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Jessica Luther from Alpena County Library. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Nancy.
I know there's lots of exciting things going on at the library because there always is. So what's happening?
So we are, as usual, in a constant state of transition. We are super excited because our special collections department is finally moving out of that tiny little cubbyhole and back into their regular space.
Very good.
Marlo and Bob have been hard at work putting everything back where it goes, painting. It's been quite the adventure, and they're so excited to get back to where they're going to be. And they've actually they've laid the office out a little differently, so people when they walk in, they will be greeted immediately instead of having to poke around and look for their desks to get help.
Oh, perfect.
So that's pretty exciting. We're happy to get things settled down a little bit back to normal.
And so the asbestos abatement is moving along.
It is. We have done the entire the second floor is done. We are waiting on the first floor to see, when the best time would be to do it and the best way to do it, so we can keep serving the community as best as we can without, we don't want any sort of decrease in our ability to serve everybody. It is bustling in and out of that building all day, every day.
It's a busy place. So now tax season is almost over. Are we winding that down?
Yes, AARP has left the building, so we are we're also taking that space back too. We've really had to move a lot of things around, but everyone's been so great and super flexible when they come in, and we just direct them where they need to go, and it's been an adventure.
Okay, and what about Tinker Tuesday? That's still going on?
Tinker Tuesday is going to keep going on. Nancy's got so many fun things planned, and then she does her maker camp during the summer, so planning is in stages for that. And then despite the weather outside, we are thinking of summer at the library. We've got the summer book club that we're working on. Mary does such a fantastic job.
Yes.
She brings in so many fun activities for the kids. And this year we have the teen program that we're working on, and we're going to be doing a lot of rock and roll based programming.
Ooh, very good.
We're going to be doing some DIY silk screening t-shirts and some Kindness Rocks projects, and we've got some really awesome prizes that we're going to be starting to publicize for the teens. But that's way in the future.
Yes.
We're looking towards the warm weather. We have the Story Walk's going to be coming back again this year.
Oh, great.
The Library of Michigan had this outstanding opportunity for us where they provide us with a book, and it is a Braille enhanced Story Walk book. So we are going to have that set up at Bayview Park again, and we are also going to be working with the AMA ESD to just kind of do some nice joint programming based around the Story Walk.
Oh, wonderful.
But while we're dreaming of warmer weather,
and
we
being
do
on
have
the beach.
yes, we do have some fun stuff coming up. We've got our stitching at the library is going to continue, and it's going to be every Wednesday now instead of every other. We've had a lot of interest, so we've got some knitters and crocheters and some people doing needlepoint, and Meg, who heads it up at the library, she brings some cookies and there's tea, and it's just absolutely lovely. And it's just such a nice way to spend an hour on a Wednesday afternoon. So it goes from 3:30 to 4:30 every Wednesday.
Good time too.
And Mary's got her after-school fun program coming up for our third through fifth graders, and that is on April 19th from 5 to 6:30. They're going to be getting some dinner, doing some felting, and you do need to register for that ahead of time.
Okay.
We've got Earth Day coming up on April 21st at 1 o'clock. We're doing an all-ages hands-on program about water pollution, so that's kind of cool. We've got that whole week is going to be insane, actually. We have April 22nd, the next day, which is Sunday at 2 o'clock. We have Girl on a Boat coming, and it's a music concert, free, all ages. And we have Troy Graham, who is a UP singer-songwriter and musician, and he is coming with a vocalist, Emily Susan Smith, and they are doing traditional classic folk and gospel songs and some other folk tunes. And we're super happy. We had such a great turnout for Troy in the past, so we're really happy.
And what time will that be?
That is at 2 o'clock on Sunday the 22nd. Special Collections has another program coming up on April 23rd, which is the next day at 6:30. And that is May They Rest in Peace. And we have some genealogists, Frida and Bill Hirschenberger, and historian Marcia Simmons. They will be talking about the history of Alpena's early city burial grounds and the first 100 years of Evergreen Cemetery. We have found that some of our more morbid programs bring in a lot of people for some reason. So they're super. We're excited. And it's so great to have all these local people that are experts, and they come to Marlo and Bob and say, "Hey, we'd like to talk about this." So we're really excited. We have Read tutor training for the adult literacy program. So we are looking for tutors who are interested in doing adult literacy or GED or English as a second language tutoring.
Okay.
And those training dates are April 25th, April 26th, and May the 2nd from 5 until 9. And people can call the Read office, which is the 356-6188 extension 15 to get information or to register. There will be food provided for people that do attend. And also we have the Alpena Book Festival that we're planning, and that is, we've changed the dates. So it's going to be October 12th through the 14th. We're kind of spreading it out a little bit so people have more chance to attend different events. So we are always looking for help with that and authors. So if anyone is interested, please contact the library if that's something they're really excited about. So we are plugging along. We really are.
It's always busy. And it's not too early to start thinking about summer book program, because you need a ton of volunteers to make that the wonderful event that it always is.
Yep, and we're having a few changes. We're going to be doing some online book reporting. So that way people who, if they're making a trek or they're on vacation and they're worried they're not going to be able to report what books they've read. So there will be a portal through our website. They can just log in. They can report for their whole family. We're really excited. The Library of Michigan has provided this free to every public library in the state. So we're just, we're moving ahead into the 21st century.
And of course, we don't have time to talk about every wonderful thing that goes on at the library, so the best bet is to go to the website.
Yes, our website, our Facebook page, our Instagram, we've got it all out there.
And once again, Tinker Tuesday is a good time to go meet with Nancy and find out about all those electronics, how you really don't know how to use them, and learn how to use them the right way.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for being here, Jessica. I look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll be right back with Christine Wotulski from Besser Museum following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest is Christine Wotulski from Besser Museum. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Nancy.
I know when our last guest left, Jessica from the library, you said, "Oh my gosh, they're so busy." But hey, I don't think you're a slouch for busyness either.
Oh, no, and I like that she's talking about future things that they're working on, because people don't understand that you're always planning so far ahead. Because we're working on some major things that are events in the future, but also some major exhibit redesigns too. So one of the exhibits, though, that I wanted to tell you about that's going to be opening is the Northeast Michigan Artists Guild.
Yes.
So they happen to choose the theme, Whatever the Weather, for this year's art exhibit. And they were going to open on April 14th, but then with all this predicted snow, that doesn't ever end. They will host it now on Saturday, September 21st, 3 to 5. It's free, open to the public, and the members of the guild do such a nice job with bringing in refreshments and stuff.
They do.
And we were laughing because of the weather. They had to postpone their Whatever the Weather. Yeah, and it's beautiful. I'm excited because we always take their art exhibit and incorporate it into our field trips.
Yes.
Spring field trips are one of our busiest times. We have schools that come from all over Northeast Michigan. And so we are highlighting a new video that we got, Habitat Earth, that we were able to purchase because of Giving Tuesday.
Yay.
And it highlights the connectedness of our habitat. And then we're going to have a component of that be in their art gallery, and the kids will be able to see how clouds are formed and learn all about that, and then appreciate the art and the different clouds that artists depicted. So that will be fun.
Very good.
Part of the field trip experience will be out in the one-room schoolhouse too, talking about how farmers would predict the weather on animal behavior and on the Farmer's Almanac, of course.
Yes.
Learn about that. And so it's going to be a neat school group experience, But like I said, I love to be able to incorporate the work from our Northeast Michigan Artists Guild into that.
Perfect tie-in.
So, and that exhibit will be open through July 28th.
Okay.
So, and if people, local artists that are not connected to Northeast Michigan Artists Guild want to be connected to this group, that really helps strengthen everybody's skills. They do many workshops at the museum on a regular basis. They can contact, I think Karen Crecchioli is the president this year of that. And if they want more information about Northeast Michigan Artists Guild, they can contact the Besser Museum also at 356-2202. Another thing we have in the line of art, because you know Besser Museum is art, history, and science.
Yes, it is.
So another thing in the line of art is this summer we are going to be offering an art class with Irv Lewandowski. So you know, after his retirement, he really started focusing in on his artwork and using colored pencil for his medium. Award-winning, nationally recognized.
Yes.
And so every little bit he takes time to offer workshops. And so we have the pleasure of hosting him for a series of workshops. He's going to have 7 this summer.
Wow.
And it will be on in June, July, and August.
Okay.
So he'll have intermediate or introductory, intermediate, and then advanced.
Okay.
But one of the things that I asked if he would do for individuals like myself is for those that are not sure they want to sign up for a workshop, what's entitled, you know.
I'd be nervous about signing up with my talent.
Exactly. So you will be able to come before the actual workshop and meet and greet the artist, ask all those questions that would keep you from maybe signing up. And then if you decide that you want to participate, you can sign up right then and pay for the course. And the courses are reasonable, a 4-hour course for $40.
Wow.
For intermediate, it will be 4 hours for $50. And for the more advanced, 4 hours for $60. So those are really reasonable prices for a workshop. So look for that. We'll have it on our website, and that will be starting in June. And then Irv Lewandowski will also be our juror for our Northeast Michigan juried art exhibit. So we haven't hosted that in a couple years. We know we did 2 non-juried.
Yes.
People were asking, are you bringing back your juried art exhibit? So we will do that in the fall, and Irv Lewandowski will be the juror for that.
Perfect. And so what age groups are we looking at for that? Adults?
So not really. Excuse me. It starts as low as like 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Because he has seen some younger students that
I'm
are
amazed when I
capable.
go to high school and see the prints on the wall. I'm amazed.
In junior high, exactly.
Amazed.
So if you have a young artist in your household that is demonstrating talent, they would be welcome to take a class and would benefit from taking a class with Irv. So yep. So 12 through adults, beginners, intermediate, and advanced.
Okay.
So the other thing that's coming up too, April 20th, is the Michigan Science Festival.
Okay.
And Besser Museum has always participated in that. So that's going to be a Friday evening, and from 6 to 8 p.m., and it's a free event. We're going to be having a couple star shows in the planetarium and some hands-on activities. So again, Friday, April 20th, is the Michigan Science Festival.
Okay.
And then we too are getting ready and looking forward to our Log Cabin Day, which is June 20th.
Yes.
And the NEMAG exhibit, they're having a People's Choice Award that they're hosting. It's going to be $1 a vote, and they are going to donate the proceeds to the Besser Museum. And the winner is going to be drawn on that June 30th is our Log Cabin Day.
Okay.
They always do a really big art sale too, which is very popular. NEMAG brings in not only the work that they have on exhibit, but other work that they've worked on throughout the year.
Good time to get some great art.
Yeah. So.
All right. I know I saw on Facebook the winners of the last 2x2, and I couldn't tell who the winners were. Who were the winners?
Janet Straley.
Okay.
And Judy Dolly.
I figured Judy Dolly was the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had like almost 800 votes cast
for
that. We did give some complimentary votes to some school groups that came in, allowed them to vote free, but the others were you got to vote if you had a paid admission, or $1 a vote, so it was a fundraiser. And so yes, Janet Straley for her Michigan.
Yes.
And
that was beautiful.
Judy Dolly, for downtown Alpena.
Yeah.
So that was a great exhibit. We had a lot of participants, a lot of new artists, and going with that winter blues theme was really successful.
And you know, that's what I like is the artists that come out of the woodwork for these events, you know, maybe because it's non-juried or whatever, but I couldn't believe the quality of the artwork. It's phenomenal, and these people live in our community.
Yeah, and Janet Straley had a neat story, as did Judy Dolly, in the fact that these were women that had some art, took some classes maybe in the past, worked, raised families, whatever, and now they are picking up their art again and devoting more time to developing their skills, such as Irv Lewandowski after he retired, developing more time. So it's nice to know that, you know, if you're a senior and you think maybe you don't have the time, you do. You can either enhance your skills or develop new skills and get involved with Northeast Michigan Artists Guild or take some classes at the college or just express yourself through art. Art in the Loft has great workshops, and I'm excited that the Besser Museum this summer is going to be hosting some workshops again too.
We're out of time. Thank you so much for being here. 356-2202, or go on your website, which is?
BesserMuseum.org.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Debbie Bayer, VP for Instruction at Alpena Community College.
Good afternoon.
And,
morning.
and welcome. It is
Thank you.
You occupy a very important role at the college, VP for Instruction. And one of the things that you work on is open educational resource materials. That's something that community colleges are working on, and could you speak to the viewers a little bit about that?
Sure. Often you hear it referred to as OER. So open educational resources are those materials that are available to our faculty to teach from that are at no cost. And the reason they're at no cost, some are because they are developed through grant dollars, which makes them now public domain. So say a school got a grant to develop curriculum in an art course. So then they're able to offer that curriculum to other schools for free. It's primarily online materials, but often we use government documents and things like that too that are already paid for by taxpayers. So faculty are finding more and more of those resources to help reduce the cost of materials for class. Textbook companies are finally, I think, starting to catch on a little bit that the cost of textbooks are really high. And we are finding some of our textbook companies now also are finding ways to offset pricing, creating online access codes in particular subjects. So finding those resources is sometimes a challenge, but it's also become a good learning experience for faculty.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're out researching sources that they can use in a classroom, so they're also learning what's out there in the open, in the cloud, if you will. So we're getting deep into that right now.
Wonderful. And the obvious benefit would be that an open source text would involve less cost for a student.
Very much so.
And it would seem to me that in the technical areas, it may be more difficult to find kind of an open source text than in, say, in a gen ed or a transfer course.
Yes, it is. Obviously, we use a lot of technical manuals and stuff too, and faculty are learning to be very creative too. When we have new machinery to work on, those also come with manuals.
Yes.
A lot of our faculty are also learning to write their own curriculum to support their lesson plans. So we're encouraging a lot of creativity that way.
Wonderful. And that's commendable effort on your part and the faculty. And the benefit will be to the students or their parents or Pell, who's paying the way.
Right.
Another thing that you've done that I find very important and commendable is your work in mechatronics and kind of the revamping a little bit of some of our occupational curriculum. Speak to that if you would.
Okay. Mechatronics is what we would call a buzzword for an educational program today. Been around for many years. Primarily, I believe a lot of my experience comes from a German model of apprenticeship. But mechatronics technician would really be someone that could support a mechanical or electrical engineer, an assistant, a troubleshooter. Often the mechatronics curriculum is centered around a lot of introductory level advanced manufacturing ideas and concepts. So what we have done is developed an industrial technology degree at the college with multiple tracks, and one of them being mechatronics, which is a real broad-based, if you will, if you think about a liberal arts degree that gives you an introduction to all of the different arts, an industrial technology degree in mechatronics would give them a real broad-based introduction to all of the concepts of manufacturing. So a little bit of electrical, mechanical.
Kind of a generalist approach there.
Sure, sure. And they can also go off in tracks that are in computer-aided design, CNC machining, our unmanned vehicles, so our underwater robots and our drone programs would all be incorporated in some of the tracks. And the biggest reason for this is, you know, a lot of things are being driven by our partnerships with Alpena High School.
Great
and
point.
The high school has gotten some wonderful grant money to help support building a mechatronics program to introduce the students to all of those different areas.
Yes.
So we're really trying to, between our faculty and our curriculum, align and partner as closely as possible with the high school program and building some really great relationships there.
So this may seem like common sense, but it's an important point. When the alignment between what APS is doing in their occupational programs and what we're doing fit seamlessly, there's a multitude of benefits in that.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things is we don't want students to do repeating courses, doing the same work over and over again. So if the high school is able to get students to a certain level of skill in any type of a program, and we can align with meeting them then at the door and going from there, we're saving money and time. We're able to get people job skills that they need. We can build industry credentials into the program so students can come in and really seamlessly make it through a program. The nice thing is the high school does a lot of the introductory level skill base. So once they come to us, we're not teaching the students the language of a lab, we're teaching them to start doing those skills.
Yes, and I think it's kind of under the radar, but it's a very significant and professional approach that benefits the community and the students. And we have about 10-15 seconds left. You've been here 9 months. Can you boil down that experience into 2 or 3 sentences?
Fast and furious. As you know, I walked into our HLC accreditation, which we passed our accreditation with flying colors. That was a wonderful introduction to the college, and I would have to say the almost year now has gone very quickly.
Wonderful. It's great having you, doing a great job, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.